This great river has many names in many languages. Her waters have sustained human beings for millennia. Her abundance satiates our hunger and our thirst. Her body carries our burdens. We, the descendants of those original human beings, call ourselves Ongwehonwe. We name this great river Kanyatalo Wanene. We call this place Akwesasne. The Ongwehonwe continue to dwell along the river, walk the lands, and swim the waters where generations have lived. Now there is peace, but it was not always so. 2 centuries ago, a great war arose between a fledgling United States of America and the United Kingdom of Great Britain, one of the most devastating colonial powers ever known. Scholars will debate the roots of this war. For the Ongwehonwe, the outcome is not academic. The blood spilled into our waters wrought great changes and continue to reverberate into the present day. The United States declared war on Great Britain, the most powerful navy force at the time. For Ongwehonwe, this would be a war of water and wilderness. While powerful vessels roamed the Great Lakes, rivers, and coasts, armies prowled the vast woodlands of the north. Akwesasne, the land where the partridge drums, is one of several Iroquoian settlements along the St. Lawrence River. This is a place of waterways, islands, and vast marshes. A crossroads in ancient times and in the present. The river widens on the eastern edge of our territory and narrows on the western, where it is joined by tributaries flowing from the Adirondacks. Upriver were dangerous rapids. This community predates Canada and the United States, but by 1812 was bisected by the border between the two. This meant less to the people dwelling in Akwesasne than to the powers locked in violent struggle. A letter from Thomas Jefferson, second President of the United States, addressed to the chiefs of Akwesasne, states, "The red nations who shall remain at peace with the United States shall forever find them true friends. Those who commence against them an unprovoked war must expect their lasting enmity." While publicly arguing for Indian neutrality, both British and American officials quietly desired the assistance of Ongwehonwe warriors, renowned for their prowess as scouts, runners, and for ferocity in battle. Upon the American side of the divide, several partisans, veterans of the American Revolution, rose to the call on the part of the Americans. A greater part of the community were loyal to the British, and others remained neutral. In the fall of 1812, the British stationed a small detachment of Canadian voyageurs in the village of St. Regis, or Ganadagon, a small village in the heart of Akwesasne, to watch the border. Meanwhile, the Americans established a blockhouse at nearby French Mills, today known as Fort Covington, a tract of reservation territory 7 miles east. In October, 5 companies marched from French Mills and quietly approached the detachment at St. Regis, attacking in the early hours of the morning. The Americans quickly overwhelmed the voyageurs, killing 4 and taking 40 prisoners. While the Ongwehonwe took no part in this skirmish, as many as 80 warriors from Akwesasne soon joined the British cause and served in Upper and Lower Canada. Many settlers were alarmed at the thought of Ongwehonwe warriors patrolling the frontier, but one historian recorded how attitudes quickly changed. Soon the presence of native patrols brought a sense of security. They were very civil to the settlers, much more courteous indeed than the regular soldiers proved to be, and would touch not even an apple tree without permission. Ongwehonwe warriors from Akwesasne were present in the British attack on Ogdensburg in February of 1813, and later took part in the attack on Sackett's Harbor in April. Later that spring, Canadian Isaac Leclerc was assigned to lead them to Kingston for a war council with warriors from Kahnawake and other Ongwehonwe communities from Lower Canada. They then went on to the Niagara frontier. Leclerc writes that he and his warriors were in a number of severe engagements. Akwesasne warrior and chief Josie discovered American troops crossing the river by night and notified British troops of their approach. Leclerc documented the battles they participated in and the losses suffered during this campaign. Casualties consisted of 22 dead and 5 badly wounded. 3 of the dead were chiefs. Akwesasne warriors continued to support the British war effort as the year went on, seeing action at Chateauguay and Hoople's Creek. Isaac Leclerc commended their bravery. "All the Indians under my command have behaved with the greatest coolness, steadiness, and bravery, and were the last to leave the field to the superior numbers of the enemy. In July of 1814, Akwesasne warriors fought alongside kin from Grand River and Gunawaga in the battles of Chippewa and Lundy's Lane. In these battles, they encountered warriors fighting on the side of the Americans, in some cases, friends and relatives from their own community. Ungwehome warriors were instrumental in blocking the American invasion of Canada, as historians of the War of 1812 recognize. Many were awarded medals for their service.